Welcome to another episode of the Bug Bite, hosted by your truly tech coach Ralph, where we're Internet Twin. In today's episode of the Bug Bite, we are going to be talking about the Michelangelo bug. Yes, the Michelangelo bug. You probably have never heard of it because it took place in 1992. Yes, 1992. We have been having cybersecurity attacks and viruses and stuff like that since 1992, believe it or not. We're going to jump into it, talk about what effect that it had. We're going to watch a news report on it as well from back then, and then we will discuss it, all right? But before we do that, do me a big favor. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live and drop new content, as well as go to techcoachralph.dev where you can sign up for free. We have exclusive content that you will not find anywhere else on the internet. I have the smart reviews that I do with my tech barbarians. I have how to use AI, how to use LinkedIn, how to use Glassdoor to level up your job search. I offer resume reviews as well as interview preparation, and you can sign up for one-on-one coaching with me if you want to level up, if you want to take control of your technical skills and your career, right? But with that being said, let's jump into this video about the Michelangelo bug, the Michelangelo virus to be exact.
Computer users won't be joining in all the celebrations for Michelangelo's birthday this Friday because on that day, a new and deadly virus is scheduled to strike computers around the world. And with us from Oakville, Ontario to explain all this is virus expert Jeff Eleveld. What is this Michelangelo virus? What does it do?
On March the 6th, when your computer turns on, it realizes it's that day and will start to wreck information on your hard disk, destroy data files on you.
So shut things down. I mean, all the stuff you've got in there that you may really want, it's just gone?
It's wiped out, yep, it's history.
Well, what do you do if you think this might happen to your computer?
Backing up is probably the best thing to do in terms of being able to recover your information if a virus attacks you. If you have your information set aside on diskettes or tapes, or there are different methods for backing up, then you can be assured of being able to get your data back after the virus has attacked and ruined all of your information.
Huh. Can't you just say to your computer there is no March 6th this year and just go from the 5th to the 7th so this program won't go into effect?
You certainly can. The only problem with that is there are other viruses that attack on different days of the month and different days of the week, so you have to be turning off and on your computer probably 3/4 of the time, making sure you don't have it on a certain day. That's just hard to keep track of.
So this article is from Trend Micro. It was written on March 6th, 2017. So it's reviewing the Michelangelo virus 25 years later. So we're gonna jump into it to see what it's talking about. All right. So because on March 6, 1992, a pre-internet era virus caused what was arguably the first ever public malware scare in history. Named after the famous Renaissance painter who shared the same March 6th birthday, the Michelangelo virus scare remains a significant turning point for computer security 25 years after its supposed major impact. So, what exactly is the Michelangelo virus? So, Michelangelo is classified as a boot sector virus, a type of virus that infects the startup sectors of storage devices, usually the boot sector of a floppy disk or the master boot record. So, floppy disk, right? I'm pretty sure majority of people watching this video have never heard of a floppy disk before. Floppy disk were I don't even know how to describe it at this point, right? They were disks, like they had a 3.5 version and a 2.14, I think, size where they could hold data, but very limited amount of data. Think about this: if you wanted to have a floppy disk that could hold the amount of data that a one a 1 megabyte drive would hold, it would be like maybe, I don't know, 10, 20 floppy disks. I don't know. All I know, I remember, I don't even remember from back then what the size capabilities actually were, but I do remember when I was installing like Windows onto a PC back in the 90s, that I had like 30 different floppy disks. And if it was the bigger floppy disk, it would be even more. Like those were, it was crazy. It was crazy. Just know that we have it so good today, okay? Anyways, let's continue. So it says, boot sector viruses are primarily spread through physical media such as floppy disk or USB drives. They typically infect computers that boot using disks containing the malware activating when the storage device loads. So one thing I'm wondering is how did the Michelangelo virus end up on these floppy disks? Or I mean, I don't even think they were USB drives at the time, right? But how did they end up on these floppy disks that would infect these computers? So it says, in the case of Michelangelo, once the virus infects a computer, it remains dormant until a specific date, March 6th of each year to be exact. On March 6th, any computer infected with the Michelangelo virus has critical data on its boot disk overridden, damaging the disk and rendering it unusable and the data nearly unrecoverable. And here's the thing, like, how would you know that you have this Michelangelo virus on your computer until you actually go to start it and then you have this chaos and you lose all your files, you know? So who wrote the Michelangelo virus? So the author of the Michelangelo virus was never disclosed. Given the time frame and the lack of monetary demand, the virus was likely written for the author's own pleasure rather than for any potential financial gains. So just to cause havoc and mischief. So what was the impact of the Michelangelo virus? So at its height, the Michelangelo virus gained notoriety for its supposedly large-scale impact. Antivirus pioneer John McAfee estimated that the malware could have infected as many as 5 million computers. And you got to think about that, right? Oh, so like it says, which is a significant amount in the early 90s. There were not that many people who owned computers in the early 90s, like I think I probably, if I had to guess, right, my family probably got our first computer, maybe, let me see, maybe like 96, 97-ish. We probably got our first computer, like inside the house. So yeah, like in the early 90s, it was like not that many people had computers. So the mainstream media at the time picked up on it and turned it into a major news story, a devastating security incident that could potentially wreak havoc on computers around the world. Needless to say, the news caught the public's attention during a time when malware awareness was still low. And you got to think about it, right? In order to infect 5 million computers, which it can only be like through floppy disk, or if USB disk were even available at the time, that it can be through there. Um, Imagine now, like how quickly a virus is impacted around the internet at this point because of we're using the internet. Here, there was no internet to spread this virus, but nowadays, like what could affect 5 million computers in today's time? It's probably infecting hundreds of millions of computers, maybe even billions of computers. Right? So let's continue. On March 6, 1992, the impact of Michelangelo differed from what was expected. Only a few thousand computers were found to have been infected by the virus, a far cry from the upper end estimates. In fact, subsequent research made after the scare revealed that other virus variants were discovered far more frequently than Michelangelo. So it turns out that it wasn't as impactful as they initially thought, which is a good thing. But I mean, a few thousand is much better than 5 million, but it could have been much worse apparently. All right. So what is the legacy of the Michelangelo virus? Although the virus itself had minimal real-world impact in terms of number of infections, the publicity surrounding Michelangelo brought the issue of computer security into the public eye, which is a great thing, right? A lot of times, people, like I remember back then, people would just wing it, and especially when people were, I cannot tell you how many times I had to fix people's computers, clear them of viruses because they were downloading music from Napster and Kazam. What I forgot the name of all these different places to download music. But people were downloading music, and every other week, like, oh, my computer's infected. Oh, my computer's infected. Can you clear out my computer? Can you fix my computer? I'm having a virus. I'm getting these pop-ups. And I would have to. I mean, I made some good money when I was young, fixing people's computers because they couldn't stop downloading music. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So most people at the time still had little knowledge of computer viruses, resulting in ordinary users purchasing antivirus solutions en masse. IBM reported that stores sold out of their antivirus products, and at the time, it wasn't just downloading from the internet. You actually had to go to the store, to the physical store, and buy a box that had a either floppy disk or a CD where you would put it. In 1992, it was probably a floppy disk where they probably give you like 5 to 10 floppy disks where you would put them into the computer and it would do the first part. It's okay. Take out eject the first floppy disk and insert the next floppy disk, and then until everything is installed. So that's how they broke down that's how they sold software back in the days. All right. All right. So So, and while the Michelangelo virus, along with a majority of boot sector viruses, had come and gone, it retains a special place in InfoSec history as the first virus to bring malware awareness into the spotlight. As for the Michelangelo virus itself, it still activates every March 6th for older, previously infected computers. So basically, if it is your great grandfather who's still using his computer from back then he might get infected by the Michelangelo virus. But today we have way bigger things to worry about. So, just a walk down memory lane on one of the first cyber threats, one of the first viruses out there, one of the first attacks on the computers through the boot sector, through a boot sector virus, right? So that's it for today. Let's go back to full screen. And there we have it. There we have it, folks. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of The Bug Bite. We spoke about the Michelangelo virus today, one of the first boot sector viruses to infect our computers. So once March 6th comes around, right, make sure that you are not infected with the Michelangelo virus, because I do not want your computer to be infected and now you lose your files, you're locked out, and you got to get a new computer, So be careful out there, be safe. But with that being said, we're going to wrap it up for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of The Bug Bite. Do me a favor on your way out, please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live and drop new content. We go live a lot here. We work on all types of things, all types of tech things related, conversations about careers, the job market growth, all of that good stuff. So you definitely want to tune in. Don't miss out. And go to techcodraft.dev where you can sign up for free. There's tons of exclusive content over there where we are talking about AI, where we're talking about how to use LinkedIn, Glassdoor, how to update your resume right, how to use your calendar effectively, and most importantly, you can sign up for one-on-one coaching where we can work together. I can help you to level up so you can make inroads in the tech market and the career and your career skills, all right? And look out, we're going to be opening up the Tech Coach. Most likely, we're going to be opening up the Tech Coach Draft Discord very soon, where you can join in. You can have a community of people you can talk to, maybe network with. Maybe you can work on it. Maybe you're trying to get into the tech space, but you don't have any projects to show. Maybe you can connect with some people to work on real life projects. All right. With that being said, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of The Bug Bite. This is Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.
Caught in a glitch, what's the fix this time? Chasing down bugs, oh it feels like a crime. Every software tale, got a story to tell. In the world of tech, it's a digital swell. Watch us dive deep in lines of code, finding the truth on this heavy road. Welcome to the Bug Bite, we unveil the fight. In a world of software, we'll shine the light. From errors to dangers, we'll guide your way. Stay tuned for the scoop every single day. Cyber shadows lurk in the data stream. Hacking our dreams, is it all just a scheme? From the latest news to the viral threat, we break it all down, you ain't seen nothing yet. With every bug found, we take a stance. Join in the rhythm, give tech a chance. Welcome to the Bug Bite, we unveil the fight. In a world of software, we'll shine the light. From errors to dangers, we'll guide your way. Stay tuned for the scoop every single day. Hit the subscribe, don't miss out the fun. Together we'll conquer one bug at a run. From errors to dangers, we'll guide your way. Stay tuned for the scoop every single day. So hit that subscribe, don't miss out the fun. Together we'll conquer one bug at a run.